This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Stephen Swifty Smith the morning after Artur Beterbiev defeated your brother Callum Smith here in Canada. Swifty, firstly, it's good to see you. Haven't seen you since you arrived, a late arrival to fight week. But yeah, straight into it last night. Just what went wrong for Callum?
It's boxing, isn't it? I just think, listen, he couldn't stamp his authority on it early enough. I think Beterbiev had a good start, good first round. Landed early, and I think it just sort of, as Callum said himself, I think he was good, and he stopped Callum getting into any kind of rhythm, you know what I mean? And I don't think the inactivity helped Callum at all, because it took him a while to, as I say, catch a bit of a rhythm and get into the fight. But look, you can't really make too many excuses. We knew what was happening coming into the fight. We knew what the circumstances were, and you know, we were confident enough going into it. He got himself into really good shape, and it was just one of them things. Sometimes it's not your night, and the better man wins. And you know that happened last night. There's no excuses really. Beterbiev showed up, and he was as good as I've seen him. And you know, he goes home a champion, and it's just one of them things. You've got to tip your hat to him.
It's obviously a very small ring in there, 18 foot. Was that something that, whether it be as a team or as Callum himself, was that something you guys were in line with? Were you expecting that?
No, we knew nothing about it until it happened. It's just one of them things. It's their choice. It's them winning the purse bids and stuff. If Eddie had won the purse bid, then we'd probably have more say in the ring size and stuff. But that's just boxing. That's what happens at the top level, and it was their choice. It was their show, and they chose the smaller ring. They knew obviously Beterbiev wouldn't have to be chasing after Callum, so that was their choice. Did it play a part in it? I don't know. Possibly. Played a part in the style of the fight. But look, that's just all. We can't really make excuses about that. Going into it, you know, for the opportunities Callum wanted to excel in, the ring size wouldn't have really mattered anyway. So it's just one of them things. Look, he's a proud man. He's down because he's obviously lost. He didn't want to lose, didn't expect to lose. But it's just something you've got to take. It's a brutal sport most times. You know what I mean? It's the highs are so high, but the lows are lower, and then it's something that you're sort of, you know, you've got to stand tall, chest up, and you know, you've got to be proud of yourself. I'm proud of him. He's my youngest brother, and I'll always be proud of him. But I know how much he gives to boxing, and you know the life he lives. He's a proper athlete. He lives in the gym, and you know he's sacrificed a lot for this fight, especially with it getting cancelled and put back. You know, he cancelled Christmas. He's got 2 young kids, and he basically didn't have a Christmas, and things like that are tough things that people don't see. But you know, look, he came and gave it his all, and he fell short.
What was his initial approach to the fight? And now the fight's done, you can say a bit more about how you wanted him, or how the team wanted him to tactically approach it. How did he see a route to success prior to stepping between the ropes and seeing how it unfolded?
Listen, it was about taking his chances. He knew he'd get opportunities. You know, Beterbiev is bullish with his power, and he's very confident in his power. He's got rid of everyone he's been in the ring with, so we knew he'd throw shots, and he'd throw them big. And it was about Callum taking his opportunities and countering. He's a very good counter puncher, and also not giving ground. You're not backing up as much. You know what I mean? It was very hard to stay off the ropes in such a small ring, but it was about basically holding your ground and backing him up at times and stuff. And Callum done it well at times in the fight, but it was just too infrequent really when Beterbiev was stamping his authority on it for the majority of the fight. And a lot of the things he done where he was staying really relaxed and touching a lot of shots and mixing the power levels up, I think that was very impressive from an opposition. Sometimes you have a look at him and you think, nah, no worries, done that really well tonight. And I don't think he loads up on his shots as frequently as we'd hoped he would. But no, as I say, look, he was really good. Obviously, you're hoping and praying that maybe age catches up with him, and I certainly don't think it did last night. Look, whatever way you look at it, you've sometimes got to just say, you know what, he was good. He showed up and he was good. If you catch him on a bad night, or if age catches up with him, then you can go home happy, and you don't really care as long as you've won, type of thing. So again, we've got to have the same attitude where he's turned up on a good night and he's beat Callum. So you know he's the better man on the night, and you know, every credit to him.
Just want to get your thoughts on the beginning of the fight. Immediately, Artur kind of came rushing towards Callum, backed him up in his corner. What did you make of that? Did you feel like that kind of set the tone for how he wanted to go about the fight?
No, it was sort of something what we expected him to start, like and try and stamp his authority and come quick. You know, it was something I think Buddy spoke about with Callum and was kind of expected. It was just, it was more like he come and rushed him and backed him up. When we expect him to slide his front foot in the way he does, the very Russian style. He's really good at what he does. He was a top level amateur as well as a a really good pro, and again, these things wasn't unexpected. I just think the unexpected thing was more about how relaxed and touching his shots. He wasn't mixing up. He was so good at that. And Callum said himself after it, the touch. They're all, by the way, his touches are all solid. Like, he's a very powerful puncher. Obviously, do you know what I mean? It's speaking the obvious, stating the obvious there, but touch, bang, touch, bang, touch, bang. It was just like mixing his rhythm up as well as he done was more. That was more impressive. What I thought, how well he sort of just stopped Callum catching any kind of rhythm early on. He again, he was expected the pressure, but it was I assumed, or we assumed, it'd be a little bit more relentless and more like loading up his shots a bit and committing more where Callum could get chances to counter. I think when it was touch, he was still relaxed. He was switched on. He was very good defensively to the wide shots. I think Callum, when he ever caught him really down the middle, jabs and stuff, everything Callum tried, but like he was just missing, or he was blocking. He was good defensively to all Callum's wide shots. I think he'd done his own work, and I think he was impressive last night.
Stephen, yourself, Liam, Paul, Callum, you've all had tremendous careers in the sport. Obviously, people will start to ask now, is that the last of Callum Smith? Will he return? I know you can't speak on your brother's behalf, but do you think...
For him. Listen, I can't answer that question for him, and listen, Callum's a man. He's a very straight, very honest man, and he'll make his own decision. But we all sort of changing rooms and that last night. We were just like, look, anyone asks any questions like that, look, it's not for now. It's not. Everyone knows that we've been around the game long enough to know the minute you lose. I think if every fighter would say, once you get to the world level and you lose a big fight like that, it's very easy to say that's me done, because it's so disappointing that in your head for weeks and for months for Callum, because of the postponement. You've had it in you're going to wake up, you're going to have 3 world titles, and you're going to be looking at an undisputed fight and blah blah blah, and you've got it all in your head, because it's hard not to think of that, and all of a sudden you wake up and it's not happening no more, and it's so deflating. It's dead easy to say I'm done, that's me, I'm retiring, but we know with experience, you don't make any decisions straight away. You go home, you rest, you recover, and then you assess your situation and you see what's about. And Callum will do exactly that. He's going to go home. He's going to spend some time with us. He's got beautiful kids at home, and his fiance. They're going to go home and they're going to spend some nice family time, trying to enjoy a little bit of a Christmas, if that makes sense, and weigh up his options afterwards when he's rested, recovered, and it's like, right, time to go again. What do we do? I think he'll make his decision what's best for him, and it obviously a lot depends. It's a bit of a tough one where because everyone knows, it's public knowledge that the undisputed fight's happening next. Will they have a rematch clause? Will the belts be tied up for a long time? If that's the case, I think Callum's done everything he wants to do. I don't think he'll want to go back to sort of a British fight or a European fight, whatever like that. I don't think that'll really motivate him. He's done really well out of boxing. He's achieved a lot. British, European, world champion, Ring Magazine belt holder, which is something very unique in itself. Not many have done it, and he's there to be great in being a 2-weight world champion. Fell short. Is there other goals out there for him if the belt is tied up for a long time? I don't know. I don't see it. But again, it's something that will, the option to weigh up. Beterbiev could go and flatten Bivol and then say, I'm going to move to cruiser. I want new ambitions or whatever. And if that, blows the weight wide open a bit like what I knew he'd done at Bantam, then it might be something where he might go, I'm going to have one more go at it. I'm going to try and win a world title and get one of these vacant belts. But again, I don't know. It's not something we've spoke about. It's still fresh, and I think he's smart, Callum. He's not soft. He knows what he wants from life, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's got a good family around him, good team, and I think he'll make the right decision for him based on what's best for him. And whatever he does, he's got our support and backing. We're very proud of him as a family, and I know again he gives everything to boxing, so he deserves every bit of success he's ever had, and everything that he's got in the future. He'll have a good, happy life, whatever he does.
Certainly echo those words. He's been brilliant with me whenever I've dealt with him. He's a very good lad, as you'd say. But yeah, we'll leave that there, Swifty. Leave on safe travels back home. It's been good to see you, and yeah, I'm sure I'll see you probably see you next week in Liverpool for Tasha.
Yeah, I'm in Liverpool I'm obviously a really good friend of Tasha's. I'll be supporting Tasha, but I also start my own journey next week. I'm turning professional with Steve Clark. Steve Clark's got his debut next week, so it's a start of a new journey for myself in terms of coaching. You know, I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about being a coach. I think it's something that I was meant to do, and I'm really enjoying it at the minute. As I say, I've got Steve making his debut, and you know what a lovely kid. It's just everything I ask of him, he does, and he's the type of kid you really want to see succeed. You want him to do the best he can in the sport, and I'll give it everything I've got to help him on his journey. And you know, I want to see him be successful and get what he deserves also. So fingers crossed, it's the start of an exciting journey next week.
Stephen, appreciate your time. See you next week in Liverpool. Safe travels.
Thank you. See you next week, mate.